Hello, today we're going to change the grips on your scooter, and in this video I will show you how. Hello, today we're going to change the grips on your scooter. The grips on your scooter, they are one of the most important things on your scooter, because it's the connection between the person who's riding the scooter and the machine, the motorcycle, the scooter. So if you don't have the connection between you and the machine and the scooter, that's the problem, because you might have a slippery hand. Your throttle is not going to react the same way. There is many things. Okay, so if you see there your grips needs to be changes as soon as possible before something happens. Okay, now you can buy something like this. With this one I have bought it on Amazon. They're pretty good. I like them. They're, slightly fancy, but nothing is forever, so you can change them now, and then maybe in 1 year you can put a different ones just to have some fun. Okay, so to change these grips is pretty easy. You have to remove a lot of things in the scooter. You have to remove the front part, you have to remove a few plastic pieces to go to the throttle, to put this one at the throttle. Okay, and the other side is easier. On the left side is a lot easier, because you only have to cut the old one, put some rubbing alcohol and put it inside. But the worst part is right here at your throttle, so you're gonna lose a little more time to put it on. Okay, so I will show you how to do that right now. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the nose of your scooter. Okay, make sure your scooter is on a center stand or in a place where it's not going to move too much. Okay, you wanna have a scooter nice and steady. Okay, now you have to remove the mirrors, and we have to remove one screw right underneath the nose of your scooter and 4 screws on the side of the driver's side of the scooter. Okay, first thing to remove is the screw down here. Is underneath the nose of your scooter. Okay, this one is a pretty long one. The only thing you have to really be careful with this screw, that when you remove it almost at the end, grab it with your finger like that and pull her out. Because if it goes inside your scooter, you have to remove the nose part of your scooter, the front part, and find the screw. If not, it's going to be a big problem. Okay, right here, that's the long screw in front of the nose of your scooter. Okay, this one, remove this part right here. After you remove this one, you have to remove the mirror and the 4 screw on the other side, on the driver's side. To remove the mirror, you're going to need an Allen wrench, that is number 6, and on the other side you're only going to need a screwdriver, is a Phillips screwdriver. On the right side you should have 1 screw right here, 1 screw right here, 1 screw on the bottom, and 1 screw on the right side of the bottom. Unfortunately I had a little accident here, so I ordered a new part, and soon it's gonna come and I'm gonna change all these parts right here. So right now it's kind of cracked. So right here I just remove this part right here, and I remove these screws right here. Those are Phillips screwdriver. You're going to need the Phillips screwdriver to remove these ones. You have one on the left and one on the right side. After you remove this one, you can remove this one down here. There is another Phillips screws down here. And you want one on the right side. Okay, unfortunately right now I don't have it because I ordered a new part and this one is cracked. Now there is another thing they have to move. It is right here on the left side where is the brake, and on the other side where is the brake, you have 2 little doors you have to remove. If you don't remove this one, you cannot pull out the front part of your scooter. Okay, so to remove this one you only need one right here. 1 screw, there is a Phillips screw, and underneath them you have another Phillips screw underneath. Okay, remember, because sometimes you don't see it, you think it's only one, you start to pull these things, and unfortunately it's plastic and it breaks right away. Okay, so right underneath here you have another screw down here. Now you have to remove it on the left and on the right, okay? Don't forget it. They're both sides, those little doors. This is the little door right here that you have on the left side, on the right side of your scooter at the handlebar, okay? This one was the left side. We're going to the right side to remove the other one. Right here. We're going to unscrew this part right here on the right side. Now if you can, try to keep the screw with the part, okay? So you're not going to lose or mix the screws. And remember, down here you have another screw, right? And that's the other part. Keep the screw in the same position so you're not going to lose them. At this point you can remove the mirrors, and you're going to need an Allen wrench that is number 6. Sometimes these screws right here at the mirrors, they are a little rusty, so if they are rusty, spray a little WD-40, okay? Now, after you start to remove this one, try to keep the bolt, the screw inside there, so you're not going to lose it, okay? Pay attention to the cables, okay? You don't really have to disconnect the cable, but if you have to disconnect the cable, make sure you take a picture of the cable when they are connected with your cell phone, okay? Take a picture, because sometime later you don't remember where those kind of wires goes, and if you don't remember, you're gonna be in trouble, because you might reverse the polarity, and instead to running the blinker, you're gonna run the lights on your mirror, so that's kind of confusing, okay? So another thing you really have to be careful later when you tight the screws, the screws that goes here with your mirror, make sure you don't squeeze the cable. If you squeeze the positive cable to the connection right here of the mirror or the screw, you're going to make a contact and your scooter will not start. So you have to pay attention to that, please. Okay, after you remove the right one, you can remove the left one, okay? Try to hold the mirror when you unscrew it, because if not, it's gonna bend, and if that mirror bends, there is a little problem. It's gonna crack right here at the base. Remember, this product, they're not so good, okay? They look good, but they're not good. They look good, but they're not good, okay? So try to unscrew it gently. Don't wiggle it too much. Just unscrew it until you feel that the mirror is free. Okay. At this point, you're able to remove the front part nose of your scooter, okay? So grab both mirror and put them inside of the nose, okay? Like that. And you let it hang a little bit, okay? You let it hang, the nose with the mirror at the same time. Don't worry, the wire, they're going to hold to that part right there, so it's not gonna fall. But if you like, you can tie something to make sure it's not going to fall all the way, okay? Okay, we're going to start from the right side. Grip right here. That's how the right grip is made, right here. See, that's the connection of the little barrel of your cable. You can put it right here. And right here, that's this one, is this big, nice grip, okay? The new one. Now to remove the other one, we have to open right here, where is all the connection of the cable. You're going to need a Phillips screwdriver to open up the casing of the cable trolley right here. Try to make some room by moving slightly this one this way, like the part that is inside, try to move it a little bit back, okay? You have one left screw and you have the right screw. Make sure you screw the two long screw all the way, so you're not going to force the plastic of the cable trolley casing, little housing. Okay. If you feel it a little bit wiggly, slightly wiggly, and you feel what's going on, you feel if this one is gonna start to give up or not. Okay. But don't be rough. See if you screw both the screw at the same time, and you're going to release this cable. Okay. Try to wiggle a little bit. Be gentle, take your time and don't rush yourself. If you rush yourself, you can break something on the scooter, so do not rush yourself. Okay. Right after you remove both screws, that's what you get. This one's the top cover right here of your throttle housing. Okay. Right here. Okay, at this point, right here, I can remove this part right here and the lower part. This one is the lower part where is the cable is sitting, okay? And you have the little barrel, the land part over the cable right here, inside. This one is the whole handle, right here, whole grip. If you look at my grip, it's very shiny, it's really done, I can say, okay? So, after a while, when you see that, you should change your grip as soon as possible, because when you're riding your scooter, if you're not gripping with your hand is sliding away, you can make an accident, you can be in big trouble, you can lose your life. So be careful, please. Don't make me worry. Change these grips when it's time to change them. Don't wait too long. Okay, right here, this one we can put it away, throw that one away. Now right here I have a brand new housing for the cable. Look at that, brand new. It's not really high quality, it's made of plastic, but it's okay. It's gonna last a long time, at least, you know, 10,000 miles, 15,000 miles. If you look at the inside, there is a little tooth right here in the center. Okay, if you look this one, and if you look underneath your handlebar, there is a hole that this one's supposed to go. So when you turn in your throttle, it's not going to turn this part right here, because if this one turn and your hand and your grip is going to turn, you're not going to accelerate. Okay, you're going to stay where you are. So make sure that this part right here go where it's supposed to go. Okay, to remove this part right here, the old part, the whole housing, just unscrew from the top like that, and you remove this part right here. That's the whole housing. Okay, same time we can remove this one. That is the new housing right here. We can remove the screws. Make sure you don't lose the nuts that are underneath. There's 2 nuts underneath, okay? If you really want to do something great, put the 2 nuts inside of the lower base or the lower part of the housing, and put a little crazy glue, and you have the 2 nuts underneath there, and they're not going to move. Okay, so put a little crazy glue down here. Okay, when you have the new part in your hand, the lower part, put a little crazy glue underneath, or crazy glue gel. You see where is this little part right here? This right here, but that's where the nut is going to go. Put a little crazy glue or crazy glue gel. Okay, you want to put the nut inside there, and you want to make sure that it's going to stay there. Okay, now at this point you can place the nut inside there like you see right here, and you can place the one on the right side. Now you see I placed the both nuts right in there in the new housing. Okay, put a little more crazy glue right here to make sure you're not going to lose these 2 bolts, because with vibration sometime with your scooter you're going to lose this bolt, or sometimes they get a screw. You don't want to lose this one, because these one are made perfectly for this housing. Okay, so okay, right after you put some crazy glue right here on those two nuts to make sure they are not going to go anywhere. You can go on the left side of the scooter, make this one rest a little bit. You can go on the left side of the scooter and change the grip. Okay, so you can make this part right here rest and get attached to the nut and the glue settle. Okay, to remove this grip on the left side is going to be very easy. Just get an X-Acto knife right here, something like that. Be careful with your finger, because these things are very sharp. Okay, and you start to cut it. You know, you kind of release a little bit the pressure that this grip has on the handlebar. Okay, so if you cut it, this one will lose the pressure. You see, you can do that. At this point it's going to come out. Just have to pull out. Okay, right here, this one is the old grip. This one was the old one. It's just gonna come out with the little X-Acto knife. You're just gonna cut it and just pull it out. Okay, right after we're gonna place the new one. Now at this point, to place the new one, sometimes they're a little tight. Okay, they don't want to go in. So you can try, if this one forcing it, can go in. Okay, if it doesn't go in, get a rubbing alcohol or a product that's made with rubbing alcohol, and you just spray a little bit. Okay, slightly spray, and you can press this one in. Now right after this product is gonna dry, that is made of alcohol, rubbing alcohol, is going to be fit. It's not going to be moved, because the alcohol that is inside this product is going to evaporate. Or rubbing alcohol, you can use rubbing alcohol too. And when it evaporates, this grip is going to stick there. It's not going to move anymore. Okay, okay, right after you place the left side grip, make sure you press it more inside and you don't leave any empty space down here. You can go to the right side and we place the grip on your right side. Okay, okay, on the right side you're going to have your throttle cable, and you're going to have the new part right here. This one is the new throttle housing. What you're gonna do, you're just going to put right here. Make sure you put the little nut right here, at least like 5 turns. Okay, this one right here, turn it 5 times. Now at this point you can screw this part in like that. Okay, go right. If something or somehow is going to force when you turn it, do not force anything. Okay, plastic, if you feel that it's forcing, there is something wrong. Okay, now at this point you're going to see the little barrel down there that you're gonna grab it with a little plier or something. You're gonna pull it up. Okay, so we're gonna put it inside the throttle grip. Okay, now in this position, make sure that the line is going to go that way. Okay, make sure this line is gonna curve that way, not this way. Now before you install your new throttle grips, okay, I want you to check something. Do you see right here where is the throttle connection? You see how much more plastic there is here? Okay, do you see more plastic here than here? Okay, so you have to cut this plastic a little shorter around here. Okay, because the problem with this thing, that this one will raise your idle. Okay, so you should cut the same way this throttle grip is being cutted. Okay, the original one. If you put this one right here and you close everything, you're gonna go crazy, because you cannot lower your idle. Your cable is going to be pulled that by this part right here is gonna pull more towards the front of your scooter than the back. Okay, so it will pull your throttle. So before you put this new grip inside there, make a cut and you adjust the same distance like this one and this one, okay? So with just the X-Acto knife right here, cut it. Be careful with your finger, and you can cut it and you can make it the same way. Just put your right here, big finger right here, and you press this one on this one, okay, on the plastic. Don't go too deep. If you go too deep, this one is going, you're going to have a problem, okay? So, you see now, this one is smaller, okay? If you are too long here, you're going to raise your idle, okay? And you don't want that, okay? At this point, you should be okay. Unfortunately, if you put it inside and it's going to raise your idle anyway, you have to cut it a little more. But you cannot cut it too much, because more you cut it, and more it's going to become fragile, okay? It's going to break this plastic. So, at this point, you should be okay. This one is a little trick with this kind of grips, okay? Because they're kind of universal grip. They're not just made for your GY6. That's why this part is longer. So on the GY6, you slightly have to cut this part right here. Now make sure you make it nice and smooth, okay? There is not any step right here. Because if you see any step, you have a problem. Because this one is going to get stuck, okay? Suggestion, do not put any W40, do not put any grease. Not on here, but on the cable is okay. On here, do not put nothing, because this one will get slippery to the little barrel that is here, and the little barrel will come out, okay? So do not put any grease, any W40, any silicone spray. Do not have that crazy idea, please, okay? Okay, right after you cut this part right here, you're ready to put it inside the housing. You can use a little plier, or you can use a little screwdriver to get this barrel out, okay? Get the screwdriver, get the barrel out. In this case, you need to have like 1,000 hands to work with this thing, because sometimes the little barrel try to escape from you, okay? But it's okay. Don't rush yourself. You don't need to rush yourself when you do this kind of job with your scooter, okay? Barrel right here. And he has to go inside here. When this one goes inside, you're going to turn, okay? Turn this way, okay? Now down here you can adjust the gap, okay? The gap of your cable and the gap of your grip, okay? So you can tie it up, you can move it a little more far away and you will have a little more gap, okay? Or you can move it forward and you have less gaps. You know, it's both ways. If you move it far away, you have less gap. If you move it forward, you have more gap. So you have to adjust yourself on how much space you have, okay? At this point, you can insert right here, okay? And you can place the top. Kind of squeeze it with your hand, okay? Now when you tie it, make sure that this one is nice and free, okay? At this point, you're going to adjust your gap. I have another video you're gonna see online, and I can put the link up here, and I'm gonna show you how to adjust the gap, okay, of your throttle cable. So this is very easy to do. You just move the one down here, the little large long nut down here. You just move it and you adjust the gap that you have on your scooter, okay? Now make sure everything looks nice and tight, especially this nut around here, down here. Okay. And it should be fine. Now before you put everything together, try to turn on the scooter and see how this one's going to work. If it's going to work fine for you, good. If not, you have to adjust a little bit down here or up here, or maybe even open the inside and adjust a little more. Okay, right after you replace your throttle grips, you're ready to put everything back, your mirror, your front nose of the scooter, everything back together. And at this point you're done. Make sure you drive safe with your scooter. Make sure if you have any question, feel free to ask, and subscribe to my channel and click that like button. Thank you very much for watching my video.